Welcome to the Mighty Dragon. With me today is an actress who we've seen recently in the Obi-Wan Kenobi series playing Nyche. I am delighted to welcome Marise Alvarez to the blog. Hi Marise, welcome to the Mighty Dragon blog.
Thank you so much for having me, Victoria.
I was going to say, is it Marise or Marissa? Marissa?
It is Marise. That's how
Ah,
it's spelled in Spanish.
completely got it wrong.
No worries. It happens all the time. Yeah, it's even in Spanish it's kind of different. So it's Marise because it has that tilt on the E.
Yes, okay.
So it's
Yeah,
Marise.
Marise.
Yeah.
Great. I got in touch with you because I know you've been in Obi-Wan Kenobi, but I first of all would like to ask how it all started for you. How did you get into acting?
Well, so since I was a young child, I always loved to play, dress up and take dancing classes and theater classes. So I think my mom kind of knew um, since I was a little kid. But yeah, it wasn't until college that I decided to go for it, right? Like I first started studying education with theater, like a combination.
Yeah.
And then when I was 20, my mom passed away. And she was telling me before leaving, she was saying to me, are you sure you want to do like the education part? You're so active, like you have so much energy. Just think about what you're going to do. It has to be something that you do every day and that you want to wake up early to do it, even if they don't pay you. What is it that you want to do, right? Like, and
Yes.
that stuck in my mind. And
Yeah.
so I decided to go fully into the acting department in the University of Puerto Rico. I'm from Puerto Rico.
Yes.
And then I went to Manchester in the UK and did a
Yes.
master's in applied theater.
From
So I
Puerto
had
Rico to
from
Manchester.
Puerto Rico to Manchester. That's a big change. But it was, I did research on the programs. There was a program, it was kind of a new program. There was one in NYU in New York, and then I found this one in the University of Manchester, and I fell in love with the program. And I said, why not? Something very opposite to my island. I would love to have that
Yes.
experience. So I have my Mancunian heart, like.
Fantastic.
Oh yeah, I had a blast. I had great professors that I cherish, and yeah, great colleagues also from all over. So it was a
Yeah.
beautiful experience. And then I went back to Puerto Rico and started with some friends that we wanted to act. It's
Yes.
always hard to find the spaces. So we decided to start on Sundays doing this like sketches and comedy and improv. And we started off on Sundays for $3. And now I'm in LA based now, but in Puerto
Yes.
Rico, it's been 16 years of the comedy troupe. We're still working,
That's
and now we have
amazing.
a bigger theater, and we work all year round. So it's called Teatro Breve, like brief theater.
Yes.
And it's and besides Teatro Breve in Puerto Rico, I started auditioning for series and TV and movies. I
Yeah.
fell in love with the industry and with the work. So I
Wow.
love theater, but I also love the camera. And
Yes.
yeah, and then it came an opportunity to audition. I had a manager in LA, and I worked mostly in Puerto Rico, so we sent tapes, and I finally got an opportunity to do a pilot for Showtime. So I came to LA, shot the pilot, um, moved to LA, changed my life, and then COVID came and the series didn't go. But that
Oh,
opened up
yes.
doors. Yeah, that opened up doors to work with an agency. So I decided to stay.
Yes.
And after 100 or more no's, I got the yes for Obi-Wan, and
Oh,
it's such a beautiful experience. That was
that
great news.
that leads me perfectly on to my next question.
Yeah, that's the
What
journey.
what was it like to get that phone call that you're in
Oh,
Obi-Wan?
I
Oh my
was so
gosh.
excited. I was so excited because it was a long process of auditions, Victoria. It
Yeah.
was, they're very careful, and
Yes.
and they're very secretive with their
Yeah.
work, right? So you don't really know what you're auditioning for. You know, it's like a mother or a politician or a, so it's um and after I did like four different auditions for four different characters. And the first one was in, I think it was October 2020.
Oh,
And the last one was like in February 2021, the last
oh
audition. And then I
gosh.
got, yeah, and then I got the call in
Yeah.
April. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, end of April, I got the call to start like in the next week almost.
Wow.
So I was so excited. I couldn't, I don't think my agents even understood what I was telling them. Like, I was a mother. I was so
I guess it's
excited.
like hitting the jackpot or something, isn't it? It's just something.
Yeah, it's also because as I was telling you, it was so many auditions, it's so many no's that you
Yeah.
start questioning. And it's, I know it's the process for every actor here when you talk to them and when they tell their stories. I know it's the process and it takes time. And we were in the middle of COVID, so there were a
Yeah.
lot of factors, but
Yeah.
it was finally like, ah, okay, we have to keep going. I'll stay.
Yes.
Let's keep doing this. It's crazy,
Yeah.
but let's do it.
I love
Yeah.
what you mentioned about kind of the secretive world of Star Wars. I've spoken
Yes.
with my past interviewees from the Star Wars world about this, and it's notorious. You don't know quite what you're going for. Like,
You know nothing.
yeah,
Like, you know nothing. It's literally
yeah.
nothing.
And with your character, what did you like most about her, or what did you want to develop the most about her?
Yeah, so at the beginning, because I'm such a, I always like to know a lot about my characters, or
Yeah,
right, to prepare, I like to know everything. But this was also mysterious that I just started watching the movies again, right? Like
yeah,
going into the world. And then when I got
right,
to set that first day, I asked Deborah Chow, the director, which is she's amazing. And I asked Deborah, Deborah, is there anything else I could know, I should know about the character, I can know? um and she was like, no, to just think you're a mother, and your child, that I knew is force sensitive, so you really have to get him safe to Corellia.
yeah,
And we had different names. My character's name was Kamin. We all had different names on the call sheets, on everything.
yeah,
So I'm discovering my character after it premiered. I'm discovering
right,
Nietzsche and the world of Nietzsche and Corran. I'm discovering
right,
it now. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful, Victoria, because she just said that, and I guess all my energy went into that human experience of, I'm not a mother in real life, but because I lost my mother young,
yeah,
something, I connected with something there, right?
yeah,
So I just was, and really I had to take care of my kid because on set, I mean, his mom was close, but she couldn't be on set. So I
yeah.
really had to take care of him. And he was a little guy and he just wanted to play and to jump around. So I was like, here, come here, we have to stay. So I was
has this
really,
has this has this
yeah,
turned you off of motherhood? Can I ask?
yeah. That was like I had to become a mother
Yeah,
instantly. Yeah. So I was in character all the time.
yeah,
But yeah, I think that was beautiful about Deborah's approach as a director. So as an actress, I wasn't able to get in my head and think about Nietzsche or Corran or the
yeah.
history of these characters. I was just a mom
That's
trying to get
great.
my, yeah, that was beautiful. I think about it now, and I think it was the best choice that Deborah could make.
Yes, I was going to ask too. Can you share any special memories from your time behind the scenes?
Oh, it was such an amazing experience to be surrounded by so many actors and actresses that I admire, right?
Right.
Ewan McGregor is a gentleman. He's amazing.
Yeah.
Indira Varma, oh my God, she's a beautiful human being, a woman. She's so
Yeah.
powerful, and she was so great with me. And Kumail and O'Shea. It was a that world where my character lived, I was surrounded by a beautiful group of people. So just to be there and just to be waiting with them, because we, our job is to wait mostly. so so just to be waiting with them and listening to their stories, and listening to Ewan, for example, telling his stories about the original movies that he
Yeah.
shot, and how it is different for him now with all the new
Yeah.
technology, and how he felt. So it's
Yeah.
beautiful to see actors with such an amazing career, and still being that humble and that open about what they're feeling and what they're doing. And so such team players. It
Yeah.
was beautiful. But I have to say, like, the memory I cherish the most, it was for the battle, for those battle scenes, because it was so much fun. Like, we actors and actresses, we're kids forever, right?
Yeah.
So that was like the time to play, because Deborah was so, first of all, we, like, the stormtroopers were fans. It was a 501st troop of
Wow.
fans that they had the opportunity to be there with us in the battle. So they were so excited.
That's
And
amazing.
that's amazing. And that's really something that the Lucasfilm family and Disney as well, they do.
Yeah.
They really take in consideration the fans all the time. That's
Yes.
really important for them.
Yeah.
So for us to be battling with a troop of fans, and then Deborah would play the music before she said action. So it was like with the music, with the fans, it was such a big energy.
Yeah.
And oh my God, that was so much fun. And then
Wonderful.
we had people from the art department, and they were like disguised and behind things, like shooting things at us. So we felt little things. We're like, oh my God. So
Yeah.
that was really fun. That was so much fun.
Wonderful. And as an actress, what sort of characters are you drawn to or you want to play?
Well, you know that I think I'm naturally drawn to comedy because of my
Yeah.
personality, and also my upbringing in Puerto Rico, and my dad. Like, we always, and I think the human being in general, like our tragedies, we in Puerto Rico, we make them a joke instantly,
Right.
right? So, and I
Okay.
think in general, but um I'm drawn to comedy, but at the same time, I love to explore drama and action, and like, I love all genres, because I like to also challenge myself to do different things. I don't like to stay
Right.
like in a box. I like to
Yes.
explore. And because what's beautiful about working for the camera, different than theater, nothing like the live experience with the audience in theater, that's amazing. But what's beautiful about the camera is that you are able to work with so little. Like, you can say so much only with your eyes or with your
Right.
emotions, like from inside, and the camera can
Yes.
read that because it's so close. So that's why I like different genres, because I can play with that. I can use my feelings and work with them. So yeah, I think for me, what's most important is the story we're telling. That's the
Yes.
thing that for me, we always ask for like good stories and good opportunities, because that's what you really want to say.
That's what you're there
Even
for.
even
Yeah.
with Niche, which is it's a side story, but even
Mm.
with this mom, like
Yeah.
being this mom, becoming this character and taking care of, and it was beautiful because I was able, like, to play with a little bit of comedy with Kumail's scene, because he's such a great
Yeah.
comedian.
Right.
And yeah, but then it was this dramatic thing of saving my child. So it was
Yes.
in the little participation that I have, I was able to play with those emotions. That was pretty cool.
Cool. I was going to ask about genre. You just touched on it then. I'm actually going to tweak my question to ask, is there a genre that you've not done that you wouldn't mind?
I They asked me the other day this question, and they were like, if you had to choose between, like, for your next project, between
Yeah.
comedy, drama, or action.
Yeah.
And I think I would love to explore action. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've never been able to, in a powerful way, like to do physical work and to
Yeah.
move and jump around, and I had so much fun in that battle that I was like, oh my God, I think I want to do this again, like
So
a
the
lot of
next we'll see you in an action movie next.
yeah, hopefully, yeah. But yet again, I love, all of them. There's always a challenge in every genre. So yeah,
Yeah,
but that would be fun. That would be fun.
very cool. I must ask you about the British short film that you were in,
Yeah.
Lover in 2009. Could you tell us a bit about the movie and your character?
Yeah, of course. So, Lover is a film from Aldo Paternostro, and Aldo was he was a writer for the movies of
Right.
El
Oh,
Che
wow.
Guevara movies shot in Puerto
Yeah.
Rico that Benicio Del Toro produced with Steven
Yeah.
Soderbergh. So he was a writer, and then I played a character. I played Vilma Espin, who is Raúl Castro, is the brother of Fidel, and Vilma Espin is Raúl's wife.
Mhm.
So I had this character in the movies, and then at the end of the shoot, Aldo wrote to me, and explained he was from the writing team, and he had this short um, about this story that happens in the UK, and this man has this um Latin lover, right? Like he has this lover. She's from Colombia, and he asked me if I wanted to play the character, and yeah, and I absolutely went for it.
Yeah.
I love the story because it's this man going through this situation, which is pretty common amongst relationships,
Mm.
and this woman also with the kid and what they were going through. So yeah, that was such a long time ago. I had a blast filming in the UK. We shot with a beautiful team of people. I'm still in contact with some of them, beautiful, amazing
Oh,
people. And
yeah.
it was pretty cool because I had finished my studies in Manchester, and I
Yeah.
always visited friends in London, and that was an opportunity to go back and work. So I had a
Oh,
blast. I would love to go more often to the UK to
yeah.
work. That would be amazing.
Oh.
Beautiful people. Yeah.
Oh, I was going to ask you as well about working with Benicio Del Toro, Steven Soderbergh, Martin Sheen, John Malkovich. What do you learn from people like that, like filmmakers like that?
Yeah. From all of them, from all of those you mentioned, because of course there's different human beings
Yeah,
in every world and every
yeah,
discipline. But from all of them, I can say I've learned the importance of discipline
right.
in this career, right? Like you have to be really disciplined, and all of them also really compromise. Like for example, Sir Martin Sheen, he's a big guy, he
Yeah,
has, and in that movie that was shot in Puerto Rico, his energy and his like compromise, and he would like make he was there for it, and if we
yeah,
have to shot it again, and if he had to do the stunts even, he was like, no, I want to tell the story. So that compromise with the story we're telling, that discipline of being there and going back and studying and coming back, and how you get involved in the story. For example, I remember John Malkovich in that series of Crossbones. He was so into it. He even brought um, different. He visited Morocco, and he came back with a lot of how do you say, fabrics. He came with fabrics and leathers,
wow,
and because he was so into it that he wanted to put also his creative side on it of
yeah,
another department. So like I'm always watching these great actors, and it's beautiful when you get to work with actors with and actresses with long careers, and they still have that same
yeah,
compromise and desire, and they just want to have fun like the first time.
yeah.
So it's been a blessing to learn from all of them. I always say I'm like in private master classes when I get to work with these people and just watch them work and listen to them and just observe how they study, how they prepare. They all have different ways of preparing and
Yes, I can
just
imagine
different.
it's very interesting.
Yeah, it's like different schools, and I get a little of all of them.
Great. And what's been your favourite character so far from your career, would you say?
My favorite character. Well, I have to say we just premiered a movie that was shot in Puerto Rico, and it's called Picando Alante, which means in English it would be it's like a Puerto Rican saying, but it would be like just go for it, because if you don't go for it, it will pass.
Yeah,
And it's a movie based on a theater play that we did in 2014, and then our friend director decided to make it a script for cinema, and then we shot it 2019, and we finally um, premiered in April this year. And that, I think, that has been my favorite character, but it also has to do because it's my favorite project in the sense that it's so ours.
yeah,
It was a play that we all wrote together, and then it had so much meaning of also a group of theater that's been alive for so many years
yeah,
in Puerto Rico, which is hard because Puerto Rico, it's amazing, but everything it's difficult because it's a very small island. So,
yes,
and its political situation also makes
yeah,
sometimes things harder.
yeah,
So for me that's a very special project, and I play like the main character, because my character proposes the family like a family business of growing cannabis, and then it all becomes a disaster because it's really about the family and dysfunctional families that we all are. So
yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, so that was a fun character to play, and I really enjoyed. Her name is Marisol, and she believes that we can make it happen, and we can make this family business, and then it can become something legal, and we can make it, and we can um, be in a better financial situation because it's like a struggling family. Um, so I really enjoyed that character because of what it means, and because I'm working with my friends and my colleagues, and also Israel Lugo, the director. He just made a phenomenal job. So the
Yeah.
movie came out beautiful. I'm so proud of it, and now we're starting like the process of presenting it outside Puerto Rico to see if someone is interested in getting it,
Yeah.
and distributing it. Yeah, it
Oh,
would be amazing. I'm so proud of that work. But besides, that's because it's so special. But I have to say I really enjoy playing Niche and being
yeah.
surrounded by this Star Wars world. It's a
Yeah.
universe in itself, and just being there on set with all the creatures and everything. I
Yeah.
was like,
Amazing.
it was so amazing.
Yes.
And to see all the departments work, it's one of the biggest projects I've been in. So it's all the details that go in this type of work, all the
Yeah.
departments, all the special effects, the visual effects. It's a lot of work. So that
Yeah.
was pretty amazing. Yeah.
Cool. I was going to ask you what you have coming up, but I believe you've just answered that with your Puerto Rican project of
we,
the
we,
heart.
we're connected, Victoria. So that movie is coming up. Hopefully you're gonna all be able to watch it. I'm hoping for
Yes.
that. And I just played let's see if it's still there when it's edited, and you know how this is. But I played a guest star in a series called The Resort that's coming out on Peacock TV. Um, it's from the creator of that movie Palm Springs.
Yeah.
And so he made this series, and it's so much fun. It was so much fun. I had 2 days of shooting there with a great group of people, also great actors. We had a blast, and that's coming out on July 28th. And right now, Victoria, I'm working like on my first short that I just wrote, and I want to direct. I want to try
Oh
something
gosh.
different.
Yes.
So I just wrote this short film inspired in my dad, who's the biggest character of them all. So and now I'm starting like the process of getting the funding and that process.
Yes,
So so as soon as I have that information, I'll share it with you so you can share it also with the fans. And I think
absolutely.
I'll do like a GoFundMe or something so I can get
Yes.
the funding to make it
Oh,
happen. So I'm interested in learning. I mean, I don't feel that I'm a director. I'm just learning, right? Like being on
yes.
sets, you start watching and observing, and I'm interested in that. And because I know the character so well, it's my dad and me and my family. I think I'm able to direct this story just as a workshop and trying something new that intrigues me.
What was it
So
like to work with your dad, do you think? Could this test
well,
the family?
yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to play the character, but I've been talking to him about the story and he's really
Yeah.
excited.
Oh,
And yeah, for a moment, I thought that maybe I could work with him, but I think the thing is that the character, it has funny moments that I know the comedy he can do, but
yeah,
also it has a very dramatic point in the
right.
story. And I think that could be hard for my dad because he's not an actor. So
Okay.
but yeah, I told him that he could be on set with me as a coach
Oh, that's so nice.
for
Oh,
him to watch himself to see if this is therapeutic. So
yeah.
also,
Be a good test of family
yeah,
loyalties
yeah,
here. I
yeah, yeah,
just
yeah.
lastly wanted to wish you all the best for the rest of this
Oh,
year and can't wait to see what you're coming up in and your Puerto Rican film as well. It just sounds fantastic.
thank you, Victoria. We can
Thank
stay in touch and I can send you all the information.
Wonderful. Thank you so much and
Thank
hopefully
you
see
for
you in
your time.
Manchester one day.
Yeah. Oh,
You
yes.
never
Or
know. Not too
where are
far.
you based?
I'm
In
in Gloucestershire. I'm actually in
Oh,
the Cotswolds in Gloucestershire. So, yes, I'm not
oh.
too far away, actually.
Oh,
Not
that
too
would be
far.
amazing. I
Yeah.
have to go back definitely. I have so many friends, so I'll let you know when I get back.
Eat some decent fish and chips
Oh,
with
I
mushy peas.
love with mushy pea. Oh my God, it's so good and vinegar and a lot of vinegar.
Yes. Perfect.
Oh,
Thank you,
so
Marise. And
thank you
I'll
so
hopefully
much.
see you again soon.
Yes,
Bye.
thank you,
Bye-bye.
Victoria.